to the Magic Toolbox. I'm your host, Deborah Carlon, Associate Marriage Family Therapist, supervised by Kent Toussaint at Child Teen Counseling. This is a Magic Toolbox, and it's kind of a metaphor for the way I work with my clients and even the way I work with myself. Inside this toolbox are skills, and these are coping skills that I like to provide my clients with, or myself, that one can go to really quickly when maybe you are in a stressful situation. By equipping ourselves with skills that have been practiced ahead of time, hopefully we can face our challenges and our stressful situations with a little more confidence and skills so that we can trust ourselves and move forward in a way that is healthy and will hopefully lead to less regrets. So, in today's episode, I am going to pick a question from the Magic Hat. Like it? And, what do we have? Oh, this question. Yeah, I did pull it out, really. Okay, this question comes from a parent who asks, I caught my teen last night hanging out with some of his friends on our front lawn drinking beer. They were being really loud and vulgar. I told my son to get in the house, and he literally looked at me like I was an alien and had no business meddling in his affairs. Rather than act rationally, I screamed at my son, grabbed the beer can out of his hands, and smashed it against my husband's car. The car was dented, and my son drove off with his friends in one of their cars. I stayed up all night worrying about him and wishing I had handled things better. Luckily, the next morning I found out he was safe. However, my husband's car was dented, and my son was thoroughly embarrassed by the way I handled things. Is there a suggestion for a better way I could have handled things? Well, let's see. Let's go to our Magic Toolbox. Abracadabra. Abracadabra. Magic Toolbox. Let's see what skill you might have that maybe this parent could have used so she didn't have to worry all night. Oh, what do you know? Come up with one of my favorite skills or tools that I use. This is called the stop skill, and it was originally developed by a well-known psychologist by the name of Marsha Linehan. She developed a type of therapy known as dialectical behavior therapy, or otherwise known as DBT, and we'll talk about that another day. But the reason that this is one of my favorites is because it's quick and effective. This is a skill that you use right in the moment when you're in real distress and you don't want to make a choice that will have negative consequences. You just want to be able to stop. This is a very sort of quick skill or tool that you go to when your emotions are kind of threatening to overwhelm your judgment. You need to stay skillful. All right, so that's the first thing. We want to think about stop. And what do you know? Stop stands for stop. Freeze. Don't move a muscle. Just ground yourself. You can even push your feet kind of right into the ground. Just stand there. Completely freeze. Your emotions are going to want to overtake you and want to make you go forward or do something, but you just need to think, I'm frozen. That's it. Then what you want to do is you want to take a step back, be it mentally or even physically. Take a step back. Pull back from the situation. You want to take a break. You want to breathe deeply or take a deep breath. When you take the deep breath, sometimes if you can have your exhale be longer than the inhale, that's often an effective way to calm yourself right there. What you want to do is not let your feelings overtake and you act impulsively. Oh, observe. Observe the situation. Notice what's going on inside of you, outside of you, what's going on around you. Just observe what's going on. So this is, you've now stopped, you've taken a step back, you're grounded, you're breathing, you're observing what's going on. This gives you a little bit of space, all right? And this gives you space to allow for the next step, which is proceed, and I also like to say plan. So you're going to plan, should probably have two P's there, plan and proceed mindfully. Decide what you want to do. Consider your thoughts, consider your goals, consider what is it that I want out of this situation. How do I want to wake up tomorrow morning without regrets? Those are the things you want to ask yourself. You want to ask yourself, what actions can I do now to proceed in a manner that I'm going to be okay with and that others are going to be okay with as well, or at least for right now, that we don't do anything that we just go, oh, why did I do that? Okay? So that's kind of the stop skill in a nutshell. So there's a lot more that could be explored on this topic, and it might be helpful to talk to a therapist or mental health professional who has experience and training in ways to better cope with these types of situations. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, feel free to send an email to Deborah@childteencounseling.org. You can also visit our website, childteencounseling.org, and in the subject line, put the Magic Toolbox, and I'm sure our awesome office manager, Brian, will get that message to me. In the meantime, I hope you have a magical kind of day. See you next time.